I remember when I was doing my QL3 infantry trade course before I was honorably discharged from the infantry. I asked my section commander if this would be a good day for me to break in a brand new pair of combat boots. I had just been issued new boots. I had two pairs of boots, and I was trying to decide if I should break in the new ones or if I should wear the comfortable ones. I wanted to break in the new ones by doing classroom type stuff, learning about you know, techniques, strategies, classroom stuff. There was classroom stuff. And he said, "Yeah, today's a good day. We're going to be having a light day. We'll spend the day in the classroom. You'll be eating in the meal hall." I said, "All right." So I put on my brand new, stiff, unworn combat boots. Holy fuck, was that a bad move? That fucking piece of shit. They didn't put us in a classroom that day. They put us in full combat gear, which means a rucksack, webbing, and your weapon. And all your ammo and water, etc. Everything you need to hit the field. I was using I was definitely using the C6, which is a 7.62 millimeter light machine gun with a spare barrel that you could swap in and out every time you chew through a belt. By the time you chew through a belt, if you fire a second belt through that barrel, it will melt and droop and your gun will be destroyed. So every time you go through a belt, you take the barrel off, you put it beside the machine gun, you put the new barrel, your other barrel, on, and then you fucking fire a new belt in the thing and you keep going. And they're heavy. And that's what I was carrying. And they force marched us in that way. And they would regularly announce that we were being attacked from this side or that side, in the woods, in the fields full of grass. And we had to drop our shit and advance upon and destroy the enemy. And then when we were told to, you had to come back. And we all had blank ammunition. And we continued to force march in this way until two people couldn't hack it. And when the two people couldn't hack it, the first two people that were unable to continue, they broke out stretchers. And we had to put two of our men on the stretchers and continue to force march. And everybody had to either A, you had to carry all your gear, plus carry one corner of God, brain fart. You either had to be one of four people carrying a person who was treated as wounded, or you had to carry all your gear plus an extra weapon, one of the weapons of the guys that was down. And there were two women in the platoon. One of them made it. Or you had to carry two backpacks and your weapon. And the strongest guys in our platoon carried two backpacks. I had to carry my C6 7.62 millimeter light machine gun in one hand while carrying a stretcher with a wounded man in the other. And we continued to force march, and they continued to announce that we were being attacked from this side or that. And when I was attacked, I had to set down the stretcher, drop my bag, whip my machine gun up, and fucking do my job. And they forced us to do this. And I had brand new boots. Brand new, stiff, never been worn before combat boots. My feet were full of blood. And I kept going. And I did not end up on that fucking stretcher. We went all the way to the end. And they got us back to camp. And they had subjected us to as much suffering as military doctrine permitted them to do. And then at that point, they pulled up an armored personnel carrier. And it had a canopy, APC. I used the wrong acronym there. They pulled up a big, huge fucking truck, and the back was flat, and it had a canopy over top, and it had lemonade. It had fucking lemonade. And it had a sign on the top that said, "The truck of the week." W-E-A-K. Week. And now that we've done all of this, we're going to go for a run. We're all going to go for a run and do some extra exercise. But we are not allowed by military doctrine to require you to do this. So anytime that you want to stop, you can get on that truck. And that truck's gonna fucking slowly drive in front of all of your friends, all of your teammates, all of your buddies. And you are obligated to smoke cigarettes if you are a smoker. You are obligated to drink lemonade. And you are obligated to look at the other men in your platoon as they continue to force march behind that fucking truck. They are obligated to look at you smoking cigarettes and drinking lemonade, sitting on the truck, gazing down on them, and anytime I wanted to, I was allowed to get on that fucking truck. And my fucking gray socks were red with blood. They were fucking red socks. They weren't gray socks anymore. They weren't thick wool gray socks. They were red socks. And I marched for another fucking 10 kilometers. And there were 5 people on that fucking truck by the end of it, and they did not want to be there. They did not. One woman chose to be there instantly. Everybody else was unable to continue. But I finished. And my gray combat boots were red with blood. They were red socks. Red socks. Not gray wool socks. Red socks. And I finished that fucking thing. And I was in so much fucking pain. I went to see the medic. And I went to see the medic and I took off my boots. And the medic was just like, fuck. And I took off my socks, and the medic gave me a chit. Gave me a medical chit. Gave me 3 days off. And I took that medical chit, and I showed it to my section commander. And he said to me, "This medical chit means that you are allowed to take it easy for the next 3 days. But you shouldn't." And I took the fucking medical chit back from him, and I ripped it in half. And I went back to my barracks. And I put on a new pair of socks. And I kept going. This is part of what makes me what I am. This is why I'm the man I am today.